Hi, it's me, Johnny Thompson. I'm here at the Magic Castle, and Criss Angel and I are going to be showing you how to become a mind freak. We're going to show you several mind freaks, and we hope that, yes.
Johnny, we got to get inside. We're at the legendary Magic Castle here in Hollywood, California. And we're going to teach them some mind freaks, huh?
Absolutely. We're going to make them all mind
freaks. First, they're going to, like, see the performance.
And then they'll see how to do it.
Then they're going to practice it in front of a mirror.
Correct.
And then they're going to fool their friends. So let's get started.
One last thing. Remember, don't tell the secrets.
Well, then we'll be out of a job.
That's correct.
Come on, let's go. We got to
follow us, guys.
After you, sir.
Okay.
This way?
Well, they're doing really well tonight. They must know you're here.
Yeah, well, actually, no, they know you're here.
Well, of course. I didn't want to say it myself.
All right, how do we get in this place?
Well, you know, you have to say the magic words into the owl.
Alakazam?
No.
Hocus pocus? Oh, those are the old magic words,
yes,
right?
Yes, try your own.
Oh, you mean the Magic Castle is getting, like, totally provocative?
Yes.
Watch this. Mind freak.
See what I mean?
Pretty good. I'm getting up in the world, huh?
Yes, indeed. They know who you are.
All right. You know, a lot of people ask me, Johnny, about some of the stuff I do with bending silverware and stuff, and how do you do that, you know? Is it your mind? Is it, you know, what is it? And I always say that the mind, body, and spirit, when it works together, anything's possible. I'm not actually going to teach what I do on the show, but I'm going to teach you a beginner's version of it, which is a fantastic, you know the version.
Well,
you taught it to me.
I still do it myself from time to time. It's a great after-dinner piece of magic.
And you
Why
can
don't
actually
you show it
and you can actually do this with any
piece of silverware.
Silverware at all. As a matter of fact, you can examine it. Check it out, please.
It's a real spoon. It's not soft metal.
So
it smells like metal.
It even looks a little like metal, you know. But the concept here is to take the spoon, and I'm just going to try to create the illusion that I'm bending it just like that.
Well, you've done it. You've done more than
one little problem with that, though. One little problem with that is to try to make it come back. So it's there. It is. It's back. It's all right. It's okay. It's still good. But you know what? I'd like to know. Name a color.
Red.
Red? I'm so sorry. It doesn't work with red. You know, if you said blue, it would have turned to blue. But you said red. Bad choice. All right, spoon. Johnny. I got a nickel, I got a spoon.
And that's the ingredients for spoon bending. Let me show you how that works. The nickel is hidden here in your left hand.
And let's point out that you need to use a nickel because
not a dime, a quarter, or
it won't look good
50-cent piece.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that's close to the size of a spoon, and it also has no ridges, so it looks exactly the same as the end of a spoon.
Nice and smooth.
That's hidden here in your left hand. You pick up the spoon. It's important you put your thumb here, and you put your fingers around it. Now you come on over, and you replace the top of the spoon with a nickel, just like so. And I'm going to start to bend it, but I'm going to remove my left hand with a nickel just so you can see what happens. Once I'm ready to do this, I move my thumb to the side so I can press and allow the spoon to fall into that position, bent around my little finger like so. And the action looks like this. And it looks like you really bend the spoon. Now, to straighten it out, all you do is slide the nickel in, bring your hands over the spoon like so, and press and take them away, of course, and it looks like you've straightened the spoon.
And the second phase of that is you take the spoon and you ask somebody in the audience, sir, would you be so kind to name a color?
Blue.
I'm so sorry, it doesn't work with blue.
Okay.
And what really happens there? Shall we illustrate it?
Yes. You come on over and you want to completely cover the spoon so you can't see it. This can also be done with a dinner knife. And you come over to the edge of the table and then come on up. And of course, when you come off to the edge of the table, you allow it to fall into your lap. and then you come on up, ask the question about the color, and then you make it disappear.
And the important thing there, like all the things that we do, is that if it's not there, you got to believe that it is.
Of course.
If you don't believe it, they won't believe it. I'd like to show you something.
Was that it?
No, I've been doing that all day now, just to make me feel better about myself.
All right.
Like, it's hot in here. Way to
Thank you.
fan
Can you
yourself.
do that a little higher?
Sure.
As you see, I'm not the only one who's Polish here.
Okay. Like you, sir, shuffle up that deck.
Anyway.
Any way you want. Just want to rate how good of a shuffle. Oh, he's actually probably a poker player.
No, never played it.
How about
All right.
you?
Solitaire?
No. Solitaire
Yeah.
sometimes.
Okay. Great. And you know what we're going to do? You're going to help me, sir.
Okay.
What's your first name?
Eric.
Eric, correct. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to pick out any card. Take out any card at all. Just pick up the deck at any point, take out a card. The other hand, yeah. Take one card out, put it over here. Good. Put the deck down, look at your card. Don't let me know what it is. Don't look at it, Johnny. Okay? Have you done that?
Yep.
Place it face down on top of the deck. Perfect. Now, I want you to cut the deck. Take whatever amount of cards you want, put them over here, and then put the half on top. No, put the half on top. Put this half on top of that, and then do it again. And do it as many times as you want. As many times as you want. Has this been fair? Impossible for me to know where your card could be. Correct?
Yep.
I mean, you have all of these cards are all different, yet your card is mixed somewhere in here, and you can see that they're all. I just want you to get a really. Okay? Fair enough?
Yep.
Well,
I'm
we
going to try
definitely know it's one of these.
Well, unless he's a magician and really, I don't know what he did. I don't know. I want you to think of that card, though, because it's too difficult to try to find your card in here. It's too difficult indeed, too difficult. So just think of it. I love doing that. No, just think of it, all right?
Okay.
It's one of the 52. I want you to think of the color of the card right now. Just think of the color. And it's interesting because you're thinking of a color that you actually like so much that it's kind of close to what you're wearing right now. It's red, right? It's the closest thing to red that you have on. And it's a money card. It's a diamond, am I right?
Yes.
You know what's really interesting is that I mean, besides me and Johnny, because we work together, you're all watching this. So there's 2, 4, 6 of you. You picked the 6 of diamonds?
Yes.
That is the card? You know how I did that?
No, but I'd like to.
Another 25 cents, and I'll tell you later.
Well, and he's going to tell you in just a few seconds.
Now, some of the stuff I do is pretty impressive. This is not one of them. That's not one of them. What I'm about to do will be one of them. You don't mind helping, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay, take a card out. Place it face down in front of you. Any one you want, except that one. No, I'm just kidding. That's fine. Place it face down. And I'm going to ask you to show everybody, including the camera, so that folks at home can see it. But do that when Johnny and I turn so that we can't see it. When you've done that, let us know. We'll turn back around. But place your card on top of the deck. Okay? Johnny? So how's that golf game going?
We're going pretty good.
Yeah?
Wouldn't it be funny if we turned around and the audience disappeared?
Actually, we did that last season, didn't we?
Yeah, I think they didn't like the trick.
Ready?
Yeah. It was your part, I think, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
I think I'm next. Oh, we're ready. Okay. Perfect. So your card is on there, not in your lap, right? It's on top. I'm going to ask you now to cut the deck anywhere you'd like and complete the cut. Would you do that for me? Perfect. Wow. You've done that before, haven't you? Do it as many times as you like. If you like doing it, keep on doing it. Do you like doing that?
Last time, yes.
Yes, good. Perfect. All right, and you're happy right there?
Yeah.
Now we're going to get really, really crazy. That wasn't what's crazy.
Oh. What is crazy?
Well,
This.
what I'm about to do to her. Tell me if you can see through here. You cannot, can you?
No, I can't.
Okay, good. Well, that wasn't it either. I'm going to take it and place the blindfold right over my eyes. And I'm going to make a nice knot back here.
Now might be the time to disappear.
Or stab me. Okay, can I have the deck? Is it
Over here.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm going to try to spread them. Okay. Now, the knife is,
Don't
Thank
cut
you.
yourself.
okay, well, and kids at home should not attempt this in any way possible. Is, you know what, just, am I over the cards now?
No, no. Cards are here.
Over here? Okay. You remember I did a version of this on television?
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I'm actually going to teach this.
Wow.
Is that your card? Do I have one card, or how many cards do I have there? Wait, let me see this. I will amaze myself if I got that.
Oh.
Is it the card?
Yes.
The Queen of Spades?
Absolutely.
There you go, Queen of Spades. You can have that. Throw it right in the garbage. That's not the key card, Johnny. It's not it.
And if you're wondering what a key card is, that's a card that unlocks the mystery of the identity of a selection, the card that was picked by a spectator from a pack of playing cards. What you just witnessed were magic effects utilizing a key card.
And when you master how to use a key card, not only can you do those effects, but you can do some more wonderful card magic.
Absolutely. Why don't we show them what a key card is? A key card simply is the card on the bottom of the pack.
And to illustrate how to look at that when you're actually in a real situation, why don't you be the volunteer?
Okay.
And I'll be the magician. Sir, would you be so kind to shuffle up the deck any way you'd like?
Okay.
Perfect. Oh, that's actually quite good. Quite
I
good.
practice a lot.
You're a magician?
Some people think so.
If you notice, I asked him a question. It wasn't because I wanted to know if he really was a magician at that very moment. It was because I needed to get a look at the bottom card so that I could remember what that key card is. Under cover of asking the question, when I took the pack of cards back, I sneaked a peek at the bottom card, which is a 6 of hearts.
That's the key card.
So I memorized the 6 of hearts. Apparently, I'm squaring up the deck. I have the 6 of hearts, my key card locked in my head. Now I ask you, sir, would you just cut the deck in half? Almost in half, perfect. That will be your selection. Remove your selected card. Look at it, show it to the camera, but don't let me see it. Now, as he's doing that, I'm going to replace the top portion of the deck back to the bottom. Square it up. I'm going to ask him to look at the card and then place it on top of the deck. What we have here is Johnny's selected card on top of the deck and the key card on the bottom. I'm still memorizing that 6 of hearts because that's going to allow me to find Johnny's card. Next thing, I'm going to ask you, Johnny, to please cut the deck and complete the cut. Would you like to do that again?
No, that's fine.
And it doesn't matter how many times he cuts the deck. He can do that as many times as you like, provided it's that specific kind of cut.
Yes, just straight cut. No multiple cuts.
So now you're home free. you know your key card, which is the 6 of hearts. You have that locked in your head. The only thing left, which we're going to teach how to do, is to spread the cards. We'll show you how to spread cards at the end of the sequence. But right now, as I spread the cards, I'm going to look for the key card, the 6 of hearts. I've spotted the 6 of hearts. It's right over here, but I'm not going to make any note of that to the public. I'm just going to make a mental note. I see next to the 6 of hearts is the Jack of spades. Understand that the selected card will always be to the right of the key card. And again, the key card, the 6 of hearts, to the right, the Jack of spades. I forget about the key card because now I know his selected card. It's the Jack of spades, correct?
Correct, sir.
I lock that in my head, and I come up with an excuse why I spread the cards. So I would say something to the effect of, you could have selected any one of the 52 cards, yet you picked just one. I want you to think about that card, okay? I want you to see it in your mind. There's no way I can know that card. Yet I'm going to try to get inside your mind to find out what your selected card is. You're thinking of a black card, am I correct?
Yes.
A spades.
Yes.
But you're not thinking of a number card, you're thinking of a picture card.
Correct.
Your good friend is named Jack, am I right?
Well, yeah, I have a friend named Jack.
You do, right?
Yeah.
You were drawn to the Jack of spades because of your friend Jack.
The man is definitely a witch.
And you can think of a million different ways to make sense of how it, you know, and what it means to the person you're doing. If it's a family member or a friend, and you know a lot about them, and they pick a diamonds and they just bought a new diamond, you tie that in. If they love the color red and they picked a red card as opposed to a black card, you can do a number of things in how you reveal the selected card. But this technique will allow all that to happen. To show you 2 other techniques, we'll use the same 2 cards.
Yes.
Just for this illustration.
Key
which
card
is,
will be the 6 of hearts. The selection again will be the Jack of spades.
So if I wanted to create the illusion that I was able to do Hellstromism, I would ask the spectator to hold my wrist and explain to them that Hellstromism is a form of muscle reading, the ability to understand what you're thinking about because of how you react to me as I move my hand. I would take my hand, start over here. I know that the key card is here. I know that this is a selected card because it's to the right of the key card, which is the 6 of hearts. So now I just have fun with it. It's all just presentation. I come around here. I say, you know what? It's kind of cold down here. It's warmer. It gets warmer over here. So I would guess that your card is not on this side. Am I correct?
That's right.
It's getting really, really hot over here. Is this your card? The Jack of spades? It is your card.
Correct.
And that's another way you can utilize a key card and just change the presentation to reveal that you have the ability to do Hellstromism. The last way that we performed earlier was to try something completely blindfolded with a knife. Now, kids, use a pen, do not use a knife, but if the adults are watching and want to make it look a little riskier and dangerous, this is the way to go.
Okay.
So we'll illustrate it with the knife. You can pretty much use a bandana.
A large pocket handkerchief.
Yeah.
Or even a dinner napkin.
Absolutely. And the secret to this is, it's actually quite simple. You can't see through the bandana. You can't. Look, you cannot see through it.
Not at all.
What you have to do is look down, because your nose creates a space that allows you to peek straight down. So if you put the bandana over your eyes, have somebody tie it into a knot, or you can tie it yourself. You just need to go over the cards. I have to stand for this, so that I can see clearly right down here. And if you look up, can you see me? I'm looking right at you right now. So I would hold a pen, a knife, could be anything, in my hand. I'd come around and make it look like, and you don't want to like stand up and say, okay, now that I'm blindfolded, I'm going to show you something. Just go for the knife and pick it up and go right away to the card, because then apparently it's very obvious that you can see. So you wanna stand up, be very careful. Where's the? Could you put the knife, sir, in my hand where it's right? I don't want to cut myself.
Okay,
Is
there
this the
you
handle?
are.
Okay. And just, am I over the cards right now? Now I know I'm not over the cards. I see I'm not over the cards. But actually, when I'm doing this, I actually close my eyes because I really don't want to see because I really want to react as if I couldn't. So, sir, could you put me over the cards? And as he does this, now I know I'm over the cards. So now I'll actually look, and I'll just make it look, you know, like I really don't know what's going on. And I'll look, I see the key card, the 6 of hearts. I look to the right, I see the Jack of spades. I know that's his card. So at any point then, you can come by when you feel you're going to get the best reaction, make it dramatic, and come by and stab the selected card, the Jack of spades, to reveal that indeed you were able to find the card blindfolded.
That's the card stab.
Yeah, and I actually did a version of that, obviously much more sophisticated, but on the first season of Mind Freak, that blew people away. This is a great method that you can do anywhere and with anything. You have a deck of cards, a knife, and a bandana.
And by the way, when we said use a pen for the kids, it's just a matter of while you're blindfolded to just finally reach down and tap the card with the pen and shove it out.
Right. Let's show them as well, because we're showing the cards being spread. You want to take them through that?
Sure. It's not as difficult as it looks. You grab the pack with your thumb at the back end, your second finger in the center of the front end, and you take your forefinger and put it alongside the edge to the left. And then you just move your hand in a straight direction, and they will spread out enough for you to see each and every card.
And you can pick them up 2 different ways.
That's correct. Well, there's a fancy way of doing
Right.
this, like so. Or you can just take the spread pack and just pick them up like
Right.
that.
And to practice the spread, just show it to them a couple of times. Just
Okay. You can get fancy.
So they
and
don't
do
have to
them in
keep
a-
on
in a
going.
circle. You can also. Some people like to bridge the cards like this and do it.
That's a little more difficult.
Yeah, but it gives a nice even pattern.
Right. The only reason why I said let's do it a couple of times because you don't have to sit there and keep on going with the remote backwards.
Okay, yes.
So just trying to illustrate that for you. Let's try one more.
Perfect.
Another way you can do that if you're unable to spread the cards, what would you recommend just to sit
Just
here
to
and
spread
just
them in your
go
hands,
like
and as you
this?
go through, say, look, you could have picked any one of these cards, as
Right.
he's doing, and at that point, you get your key card.
Right, exactly. So have fun with it. Practice it. This is a really, really wonderful technique, secret that's been around forever. And magicians that are working on television today use the key card all the time.
That's correct.
All right, so I'm going to try something that's, well, I'll let it speak for itself. Or would you like to speak for me?
No, I think you can do this one on your own.
Okay. All right. This young man right over here. Shuffle the deck up.
Not much of shuffling either.
Guess you went to the same shuffling school Eric did.
Well, I can assure you they are definitely
it-
getting mixed up.
And they're getting bent the other way.
In ways, I don't even know how.
All right.
But that's good.
That's the best I got.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And then what we're going to do is ask you to help me out as well. I want you to take out a card. Don't just place it. Take out a card and cut the card. Just cut. Yeah. And I'll take that card out. Place it over here. Put the cards back on top. Nope. There you go. And I want you to take a look at it. But we're going to turn our back so we don't know what that card is. You're going to show it to the camera as well. Okay? Johnny? Show everybody, don't show us. Show the camera so that the folks at home know what that card is. Then tell us to turn around so we don't sit here
You can turn around it.
all day. Okay. So you have a selection. Place it on top of the deck. I want you to cut the deck and then complete the cut. And do that as many times as you like. And one more. Are you happy?
You sure?
No, I mean about your life, not about the trick. You happy? Everything all right at home?
Yeah, it's going pretty good.
Good, good. All right. You happy with the cuts?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to try a little something with you, okay? What we're going to try here is I'm going to ask you to very slowly deal each card off. And the reason why I'm going to ask you to do this is because I'm looking at you, because everybody has an inner sense, an inner ability, an innate ability to know what's happening. But a lot of people don't listen to that inner voice. Some people call it their subconscious. I'm going to try to tap into yours right now. I'm going to ask you to take the deck, and I want you to just very slowly deal off the top card. Deal the next card. Do you hear your subconscious talking to you right now?
Barely.
Okay, well, keep on going. It'll get more clear. Keep on going. Keep on going. You hearing a little bit more?
Yeah, I think
Good.
so.
Keep on going. Keep on going. Do you hear something now?
Maybe a little echo.
Because I'm hearing an echo as well. What was the card that you selected?
Two of spades.
What if I told you that your subconscious is actually telling me right now that it's the next card?
Be amazing.
It would be. Turn it on over. Don't die or anything. I know it's a very effective trick, right? You okay? Are you okay? I know. I'll teach it to you. Don't die. I'll teach it to you. I promise you.
That's not the trick.
It's not the trick?
No. That's not the trick you're supposed to be doing.
Well, it's a damn good one, and I'm going to teach it to you. So stay right there. It's coming up next.
Chris, that's not the correct trick. Can I show you the correct trick?
Did you guys like that?
Yeah.
I don't care if they liked it. It's not what we were
But it was
supposed
like,
to be
I just
doing.
came up with it, and if I can create something, boom, right on the spot, and
Let me
teach it
show
to
you
them.
the correct trick.
You guys want to see it?
Sure.
They don't sound as enthused as they were when I just
Well,
said.
because you're the star, and it's. But I'm going to show them a good
How many
trick.
people want to see the trick?
Yes.
Yeah! I want to see it.
Let me do it correctly
All
for
right.
you.
I bet you screw it up.
That's not the name of it.
No, I'm saying I bet you screw it up.
Okay. Let's give it a try.
All right, this is version 2 of what I just did. Why are we doing this? Pick the pattern you like better.
Would you mind shuffling those? He does a very nice job.
Very nice job indeed.
Better than some of us.
I know. Especially the person handling the pack.
Would you just take a card out? Show it to everyone.
We can't look though.
We have to turn our backs. Show it to the camera.
Are you playing with the full deck?
I hope so. It's your deck.
Okay, well then it's definitely not a full deck.
And when you finish showing it to the camera, would you put it on top of the deck?
All right.
It's okay for us to turn. Would you cut the cards? Complete the cut? You want to do that again?
Sure.
How about one more time?
You have a lot of control over your
I
volunteer.
hope I don't screw this up.
I bet you do. I bet you do. I bet you do.
I'm going to just take the cards and start dealing them like so. Please don't tell me if you see your card. I'll try and tell you. You haven't seen your card yet, have you? See, I'm doing quite well so far.
I have a feeling we're going to get to 52 cards.
It's possible. You haven't seen your card yet?
You do this very well, though.
I practice.
Yeah, I can see.
You haven't seen your card yet? This guy really mixes it.
I bet you screwed up.
The next card I turn over will be your card. Wouldn't that be amazing?
It would.
Just don't bet him. Don't bet him.
You want to see it?
Would you bet him? Would you bet him? Would you take his bet?
Tell me the truth. Would you take my bet?
If it's for a small amount of money.
Okay. I'll turn over. The next card I turn over will be yours.
Said this one.
Correct?
Yes.
All right.
you like that better than your trick?
You know, you got to ask the people at home.
Okay, well,
What,
show
what did you like?
both
What did you
methods.
like better? You know what? I actually like that better.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it better. You know why?
Why? Because I didn't screw it up.
The next card I turn over will be your card. A wonderful effect that we're going to teach you right now, utilizing the key card. Johnny?
Well, the key card is a marvelous weapon. It will give you the identity of the selection. The key card is always the card on the bottom of the pack. Once a spectator shuffled a deck of cards, all you have to do is pick them up and square them and glimpse the bottom card. Or you could just take them from the person the minute they finish shuffling and cutting, and as you're about to put them in your hand, you can see the key card, the Jack of Spades.
You don't
Now-
want to let them know that you're looking at that card.
of
You're
course
just going to
not.
get a little sneak peek.
It's done casually.
Yeah.
Just as you pick up the deck, nobody realizes what you're doing.
Exactly.
But now you know the Jack of Spades, the key card is on the bottom. Now you have the spectator cut the cards. He cuts, and in this instance, he'll be cutting to the Four of Hearts. And as he's looking at the card, you return the top portion of the pack back on to the bottom. The card is now added to the top of the deck. The pack is cut. The cut is completed. And as the cut is completed, you're actually putting the key card directly above the selection, the Four of Hearts. And the trick is done at this point. Now I take the pack of cards and I begin to start dealing like so. And I'm looking for my key card, the Jack of Spades.
And you're going to keep the same
There's
rhythm.
the key card, exactly. And you don't break the rhythm, so you continue. You see that's their selection, but you leave it projecting a little bit so you'll
And
be
you
able to find
see
it.
that it's a selection because it comes right after the key card.
Correct.
So whatever their card is, as soon as you see that key card, the next
know,
card is their
the
card.
card
It doesn't
that
matter.
follows it.
As soon as we saw the Jack of Spades, we knew.
The Four of Hearts was the selection. So you keep turning, and then you stop. And of course, the spectator sees this card out here and thinks you've missed it. And now you say to him, the next card I turn over will be yours. It's even worth a bet at this point. A lot of people are liable to do that. And then you say, watch. And they think you're going to turn this card over, and you go right on over and you pull out their selection and you turn it over. And you say, is that your card? Of course they say yes. And I said, remember, I told you the next card I turn over will be yours.
Why don't you just be my mouth?
All right.
All right?
This is a wonderful trick called You Do As I Do. We're kind of Penn and Tellering it. So the very first thing that Criss would like you to do is select one of the two decks. Now shuffle your deck, and Criss, you shuffle your deck. He doesn't shuffle well, but he bends them nicely. When you're finished, we're going to exchange decks. Now you take the deck that Criss has shuffled, and he'll work with the deck you shuffled. And I'd like you to reach in the center of that pack and take out a card and put it on the table. You do the same. Don't let anybody see the cards at this point. Just put them up face down on the table. Okay, put your decks down. Take your card, place it on top of the deck. You do the same. You're doing everything he does. Criss cuts the deck. To lose the card, you cut the deck to lose the card. Criss feels like cutting him again. He cuts him one more time, and you cut him one more time. One more time, just for good luck. Now you're going to exchange decks once again.
Okay.
Please take his deck. Now, both of you remove the cards you selected. Eric, you look like you might have forgotten your card for a moment, but you do remember
I
it.
think I do.
Okay. Are you sure?
She says
She's
so.
sure.
All right, very good. Now let's recap what happened. You shuffle the pack, he shuffled the pack, you switch packs, so you're both working with the decks each of you have shuffled.
Yes.
You selected a card, he selected a card, you cut the deck many times, switched the decks once again, and then removed your card. Would you turn over the card you selected? And Chris, would you turn over the card you selected? Isn't that the darndest thing you've ever seen?
The key card. A technique that so many magicians employ to do some fantastic effects, like this one we're about to teach called You Do As I Do.
Well, this is one of the great card effects. In fact, it's in the repertoire of just about every card-performing magician.
Let's get started.
All right. It's done with 2 packs of cards. So, the spectator's allowed to
I'll be the
choice.
spectator.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to choose, obviously, this deck of cards.
You didn't allow me to say allowed to choose a pack of
Well,
cards.
I want to pick this deck of cards. I want to do it with this deck of cards.
All
Can
right.
I choose this deck or can I choose this
You
deck?
can choose either deck.
Perfect. I'm choosing this deck.
Now you ask him to shuffle the cards, and you shuffle your cards. Now,
Anyway?
any way at all. While he's shuffling the cards, and you finish shuffling yours, you square the pack up and glimpse the bottom card. This is our key card, the card that will help us find the selection. Now I say, because I need him to be handling this pack, I say, sir, I'm going to ask you to exchange packs with me so that you'll be working with the pack that I shuffled and I'll be working with the pack that you shuffled. So let's exchange
Oh, it's
decks.
lucky I shuffle these really good because it's going to screw you up.
Now remember, he has the deck now that has the 3 of spades key card on.
On the bottom.
Yes,
And you have that locked in your memory.
absolutely. Now I say I want you to cut the cards, reach inside. You do everything that I do. You do as I do.
Okay.
Remove the one card, place the other cards back down. I want you to look at your card. Now he's looking at his selection, and he'll show it to the camera. I apparently am looking at this card. I don't even bother to look at the card. I don't want to be confused, so I don't forget the identity of the key card. So
So you don't even look at that.
not
It
at
could
all.
be anything. It doesn't
Exactly.
even matter.
So I say, now let's put our selections back on top of the pack. Now let's lose them into the deck. Cut the cards. Complete the cut. Are you satisfied? Would you like to cut them again? I know you like to shuffle a lot.
Yeah, let me cut it one more time.
Cut them one more time, and this time I'm doing as you did.
Oh, we should change the name of the trick.
Now, all the cutting in the world will not separate those 2 cards. And so now I say, let's exchange packs once again.
Okay.
And now I'm going to look for my key card. And I say to him, would you take your cards and go through here and remove the card you selected. Now I'm looking for the 3 of spades, and the card directly above it is his selection. So I remove that from the pack and set it on the table, and I ask him to do the same thing. Now the card directly to the right of my key card, the 3 of spades, is his selection. It will always be, utilizing a key card, it will always be the card to the right of the key card. That's the wonderful thing about this principle. So now I say, what was the name of the card you selected?
The card I selected was definitely the Queen of Diamonds.
Would you turn it over?
Sure.
Because this is the amazing thing. The card I selected was also the Queen of Diamonds. It's a great key card effect,
How the hell did you do that?
as well as I could.
Wow.
The key card is always to the right.
Well, Johnny, there is one exception.
Oh, that's correct.
Tell him what it is.
Yes.
It's like 1 in 52 chances that
That's right.
that it will happen.
But it does happen. And that's, if you see the key card on the bottom of the deck, you know the card to the right has to be now the top card of the pack, because there is no card to the right.
So let's say our key card is the Queen of Diamonds. I see the Queen of Diamonds here. I know the card's not over here, so it has to be
The 10
over
of
here.
clubs,
So that's the
because
selected card.
That would have been the
Over there.
card to the right.
But they cut the deck and it ended up on top of the deck. That's the only
Only
exception.
exception.
And that very, very rarely happens. But you should know it just in case it does. It's great that I have a moment alone because now I want to try to show you some really good stuff. Johnny has a habit of like biting my stuff, so I want to show you a rope effect that I'm very proud of. This is how it goes.
Chris, what are
Johnny,
you doing? I go out of the room
To
for
take
a
a
minute.
pee. How quick is that pee?
You
Did
didn't
you?
have to say that on camera.
It's like.
If you're going to do a trick, let me do a trick with a rope. In fact,
Well,
I'm going to do a service to everyone out there. Every youngster, and I'm sure they've all had this happen. I'll show you. You know what this is. This is called a shoelace knot.
Right. Will
Have
you
you ever
teach
had
this
this?
to me?
Yes,
though?
I will.
All right,
I'm
all
going to
right.
do it right now. You know how you sometimes get the laces pulled through the knot itself, and then
Makes a
you end
mess.
up, yeah, it makes a complete knotted mess here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to show you how to take care of that as a magician. Watch. I'm just going to come on over here. I'm just going to wiggle the knot a little bit like this, and if you're really lucky, you can
Wow.
make everything completely disappear.
Wow. Excellent. Excellent.
And I'll show you how to do that.
No,
in
no, no.
just a
Forget
moment.
them. Show me.
All
Show
right,
me.
and I'll show him how to do that.
All right, turn off the
also.
camera. That's it. Let me show it to me now.
Okay.
All right, come on, show me. Go ahead. So, Johnny, tell me the secret behind the shoelace knot. I'm curious.
Well, it's a wonderful swindle, the shoelace knot. First of all, you take about a 35-inch piece of rope, hold it at the center. Now, you drape part of it over your upturned palm of your left hand, leave your right hand palm downward, and you're going to cross your hands, open your first and second fingers of each hand, and pinch the rope and pull it through like so. It gives the appearance of a real shoelace knot. And now you tell the story about pulling these pieces inside, and of course what you get is a mess. That's not really true. By pulling those through, you've made this a slip knot. If I pull it a little further, it will completely come apart. But to make it look like a magic trick, you let go of it and you say, of course, I have the solution to make that knot dissolve. Watch, a little magic. I just rub it like so. And of course, being a slip knot, it comes out and it looks like you vanished the knot,
Very clever. Very clever.
the shoelace knot.
Yes, Johnny. Woo! And the crowd goes crazy. Johnny, that was great. Can you do it one more time? But this time, I want to see it from the magician's perspective.
Okay,
Let them see it. Yeah.
from my point of view.
Yes, please.
Once again, you're going to hold this in your palm upward, left hand, your palm downward, right hand. You're going to come on in and you're going to grasp this piece of rope from your left hand between your first and second fingers of your right hand. Again, first and second fingers of your left hand, grab the rope from your right, and you pull these through until you get a shoelace knot. Now you reach on through and you grab the two pieces and pull them through and apparently create a mess. But actually, as I said, we have a slip knot. And this is the magician's eye view of how you upset that knot. All you do is allow it to come apart as you apparently wiggle your fingers to make the knot dissolve and disappear. And then, of course, you show that it's vanished.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't want to be rude, but Mother Nature's taking over. I have to run to the boys' room. Please just cut the camera. Johnny, hold down the fort.
Okay.
But don't go trying to upstage me and showboat.
I'm not gonna do
Don't go
anything.
showboating, all right?
Of course not.
All right. I'll be right back. I'm going to take a wee-wee. All right. Please cut the camera.
Good, he's gone. It's my turn. All right, guys, I'm going to show you a great trick before he gets back. It utilizes a couple of playing cards, a pocket handkerchief, and some coins. Actually, 4 quarters to be exact. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 playing cards. Now we have 4 objects, so I can only cover two objects at a time. For this trick, we'll just cover these 2 coins. Watch very, very carefully. This travels underneath just like so and jumps and joins the other coin. I'll do it again, watch. Travels secretly underneath like that, joins the others. The last one's the hardest one, watch. Gone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't say anything. Hey,
Sorry about
Chris,
that.
how are you?
What's going
Oh,
on?
I'm just getting ready for you to do a trick.
Did he do anything for you just now?
No.
No.
It's a great trick you could do with 4 coins and 2 cards and a handkerchief. Do you know it?
I think I did it on my show, but without the handkerchief. You didn't just teach that, did you?
No, I didn't teach it. That's the truth.
All right. I'm sorry about that. When you have to go, you have to go, right? I don't know what he's doing here.
The coin assembly is a wonderful trick featured by many magicians. It utilizes 4 coins, a pocket handkerchief, and 2 playing cards. You begin the presentation by explaining that you can only cover 2 coins at a time with the 2 cards. When you cover these 2 coins, you're actually going to steal this coin. As you place the cards down, you pinch it to the underside of the playing card. And now you say, but for this show, I will cover these 2 cards. This action allows you to apparently just transfer the card from the top of the handkerchief to the bottom while you transfer this from this diagonal here. But in reality, what's happened is, of course, there is no coin here. This coin that was pinched under this one is already in place here. You're in a situation that magicians call one ahead. Now, you're apparently going to start the actual transposition portion of the trick. You show the quarter, you apparently run it underneath the handkerchief, and now you lift the card to show that this coin here has absolutely appeared under the card. As you lift this, you're going to synchronize your actions with your right hand so that you can slide the coin out from under the handkerchief at the same time you lift the card like so. So it just appears that you've taken the card off, but in reality, you're ready to be one ahead once again. You set this down, and now you're going to make this coin disappear. You run it underneath, you pick this up as before, and you show now that the 3rd coin has appeared over here. Now you're going to set this card down, and of course, in reality, you're actually loading the last coin. And now you snap your fingers for the denouement, the finish of the trick, and you show that the 4th coin has vanished from under this card and has apparently reappeared over here, and that's the coin assembly.
Johnny, what are you doing?
Hi, Chris. How are you?
All right, what are you doing? What's the cards and the
Well,
quarters?
I was, you know, you were gone for a while, so I thought I'd just teach
You told me to
everybody
go
a
down
trick.
to the basement to
I-
get something that's not even there.
Well, I just wanted to, you know, feature one of my tricks on the tape. I'm not going to charge you for it.
So, Johnny,
What about the...
I don't know what you just taught them, but did you show them a trick or something?
No, I didn't do anything. Did I do anything, guys?
No.
See.
All right. I'm gonna deal off a packet over here. Another packet over here. Johnny, hold on to these. Thank you. I want you to take a look at the packet that you have in front of you. Take a look at the packet in front of you. And I want you to remove 1 card from the packet, place it face down. Johnny, let's look this way. Place it face down. Have you done that?
Yes.
All right. Both of you? Aura? Okay. Great. So you have the packet, your selection, your selection. You remembered your selection? You remembered your selection?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What I'd like you to do right now is I'd like you to show it to the 2 people on your side, the 2 people on your side. Do not show your card to the other side, but do show it to the camera. Okay?
All right.
Please do that now. Johnny? I'm getting hungry. How about you, John?
I am too. If you finish this trick and do it well, we might have lunch.
Well, you know, what are you saying?
We
What do
can
what
turn
is it?
around.
Oh, we can. What is that supposed to mean?
Well, you're buying if you don't do it well.
And if I do it well?
You're buying anyway.
Exactly. Some things don't change. Okay, so you looked at it, camera saw it, people at home saw it. What I'd like you to do now is to take her card and put it in your packet, and you take her card and put it in your packet. And mix them up so we don't know where it is. Possible to know. Are you happy? So it's impossible for you to know which one is our card, am I correct?
It is
Impossible, right? And you would agree that it would be impossible for you to know what her selection has been, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to try to do right now. I'm going to try to look here and just try to analyze, to try to make a determination of what card I believe was selected or picked. This will be my first choice. This will be my second choice. Now, Johnny, if I should get this right, will you buy lunch?
Yeah, I'll buy lunch.
All right. What was your card?
Ace of spades.
Ace of spades. And your card? And what?
4 diamonds.
Will you turn that one over?
Oh, God.
4 diamonds and the
Oh my God.
ace of spades. There you have it.
Oh, my
All right, I'll pay for lunch. As usual.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Let's go eat some chow.
Thank you.
Odd and even. Not to be mistaken for even and odd.
Which is a different trick entirely.
And not as good.
No, this is a great one, but it does take a little bit of preparation before you can begin.
13 cards.
That's right. Running from ace through king in numerical order, but not necessarily in one suit. The suits are
No, you
random.
got to mix them up. You got to get red cards, black cards, hearts, diamonds, clubs.
Correct.
and
But here
spades.
we'll show you. We have an ace, a deuce, a trey, a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Following the 10 is the jack, which will be 11, the queen, 12, and the king will represent 13. We're going to remove the odd cards, the ace, the 3, the 5, the 7, the 9, the jack, and the king representing 13.
That's 7 cards.
That's correct. And that leaves us with the even cards, the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and of course the queen representing 12. Those are the even cards. These are the odd cards. Even cards go on top of the pack. The odd cards, and by the way,
You wanna mix them
you
up
want to
a little
mix
bit.
them up a little bit, so let me do that as well. We just shuffle them. So now they're in random order. And now I place the even cards on top, and then on top of the even cards, we place the odd. They're placed in your case, and you're ready to perform. You take the cards out of your case, and you pass 7 cards to the person on your right. Those will be the 7 odd cards. They're not aware they're odd cards. They just think they're random cards from the pack. We will give the 6 even cards to the person on your left. And again, these are in random order, and they have no idea that there's anything special. They just think they're playing cards. They're not aware that the person on the right's cards are all odd and that these are even, and that's the secret behind the trick. Now, you ask them to select a card, and they do. They remove a card, and in this case, I'm removing the 4 of spades.
I'm removing the 7 of hearts.
And it's important when you tell them to select the cards that they do not show each other their cards. That's the important thing you stress in this trick, that they're not to see what the other person has selected. Now you ask them to exchange their cards, and they're put into each's
Anywhere in the packet.
into each individual packet, and now they're shuffled once again. And now you go to the person on your left and you spread the cards, and you say to them, do you have any idea that person's card, which is their card? And of course they say they have no idea. But what you're actually looking for amongst the even cards is the one odd card. Now obviously it's the 7. It's the only odd card there. And you say, well, I'm going to make an educated guess as to the person's card on your right. And now you do the same with the person on your right. You go through and you say, you have no idea what card is yours. Of course, you're looking for the one even card amongst these odd ones, which is the 4 of spades. And of course, when they look at them, they have no idea what card is the other selection. So you remove that. Now all you have to do is ask the 2 spectators to name their cards, and when they do, you turn them over, and much to everyone's surprise, you have correctly identified them. That's
Odd and even.
even.
Odd and even.
Odd and even.
Not to be mistaken for even and odd.
Odd and even. Absolutely.
But aren't we teaching people how to do this?
Yes, but as long as they don't teach people.
Oh, all right,
okay.
then we're good. We're in good shape. Secret. I'm a little parched here. Let me get some water. It's good. There's water in there, right?
I don't know, was it bought?
Yeah.
Good, right?
Yep. Water.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah.
Good. Now, you see the water? I'm going to make it disappear. Watch. Watch.
Amazing it made that strange sound as you drank it.
Yeah, yeah. Not terribly impressive, but this is a little more impressive. You like 3D?
The man's
That's
a
it, really. That's it. That's it. That's it.
wonderful.
I love that. I don't even know how that works. I love it. The floating cup. We're going to show it to you right now. A great little gag you can do with any styrofoam cup.
That's correct.
If you have liquid inside, the first thing you got to do, you can show it around, but you got to finish the liquid first, or else you have a severe mess on your hands. So, as you drink the liquid, come back. And what you're really going to do when you come back after finishing the liquid is you're going to stick a hole with your thumb right through the back of the cup, like that. And what that enables you to do is to do this. I'm doing it very, very slowly for you so you can see it.
But it really does give the
Yeah.
impression that it's floating
Yeah.
away from your hands and you're just able to catch it at the last moment. And why
I like
don't you
doing
kind
this.
of do that sideways so they can see what it is from your point of view, Chris?
Yeah, well, I'll show you this way, and then I'm going to show you from the bad angle, which you don't want to show, which looks like this. And the back view. And to finish this, after you make it float, you rip it open like this. That way you get rid of all the evidence that enables you to make that styrofoam cup float. You know what? Before we even began, before we started rolling the camera, I asked this young lady right over here, because I'm being completely honest, and I'm going to teach this in a moment, but I asked you if you had some lipstick, and you said that you did.
I did.
Right? So I asked to see the lipstick, and you showed it to me just briefly, and now I'm going to ask to see it again. Place it right over here.
Okay.
Perfect. Now, you're a righty, correct?
Yeah.
You are. Okay, good. I want you to take both your hands just like this, right?
Okay.
Place them like this. All right, and actually, get rid of your left hand because you said you're righty. And do me a favor, just raise this up just like that a little bit. Perfect, like that. Good. Now make a fist. Make a fist. That's great. Okay. Ask you, actually, could you just grab the lipstick for me?
Okay.
Just open it up.
Okay.
I guess you have to screw it or unscrew it or something. Now watch, I'm going to take a little bit of the lipstick off. I hope you don't mind, okay? You can close it back up.
Okay.
Watch. Now if you see, I have some lipstick that I just took from her lipstick, right on the tip of my finger. I want you to watch this very carefully.
Okay.
Now, let's keep your hand. I have not touched you, right?
No.
Everything's been legitimate, right? I'm just going to take my hand. You're going to see just a little dot of your lipstick, but if I rub it into my flesh like this, watch, it'll start to kind of fade away. Some people would just say, oh, it's just rubbing, but what's actually happened is it's going into my flesh, and it will actually, you'll feel your hand get warm. Do you feel your hand starting to get a little warm? You feel something unusual? Seriously, you feel a little unusual feelings?
I do.
You do. Watch, watch. It's gone from my hands, but your hand has been in a fist. Open it up. Take a look. Take a look. Well, thank you very much for your lipstick. Johnny, I want to first off thank you very much for letting me borrow your lipstick.
I thought you weren't going to talk about
All right,
that
all
on
right.
camera.
Oh, we're rolling. All right. Well, this is going to be the explanation for the effect known as
Lipstick.
very creative. This was a variation of an older effect called Ashes to Ashes. The preset is quite simple. You just ask a lady if you can borrow her lipstick, and as you take her lipstick and you look at it, at some point you secretly take a bit of the lipstick and get it onto your fingertip. That is the preset right there.
But you do it surreptitiously.
Absolutely. Now, you could either do the trick then, hand them back the lipstick. You could have somebody that's a friend of yours that may be prepared and be in on it with you. There's a million ways to do this, but
Yes.
this is the key. Once this is done, you ask to borrow the same color lipstick from the same person, and Ask a spectator, can you open up your hands just like this? Face down, palms face down, perfect. Are you a righty or lefty?
I'm right-handed.
You're a right-handed. Okay, you know what? Put your left hand down. We're going to raise your right hand up. What you're really doing here, the minute I touch your palm, I'm marking your palm with the lipstick. You see that? Unbeknownst to the spectator, they don't feel anything. The excuse is I'm going to move your hand up and ask you to make a fist, so nothing can get inside. It's done. Everything else is all presentation.
And showmanship.
And showmanship. So what we're going to do now is just take a little bit of the lipstick. I said I'm going to place some of it on the back of my hand, and I'm going to rub it right through my skin. It's actually going to be absorbed by my skin into my flesh. And if it goes through, you'll actually see it on my palm. You might even feel something, but look, oh, it didn't work. You know why? Because I rubbed too hard. And did you feel anything interesting, anything unique, anything strange?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit?
Because most people will
Will
actually
say
say
that.
that. They'll be convinced if you say, did you feel heat or...
Anything. And they'll say, yeah, because usually when you make a fist, you can actually, if you hold your fist long enough, you'll feel a pulse, you'll feel
Yeah, I
heat,
do
you'll
feel
feel
some.
warmth. So, well, you know what you feel? Open up your hand. And to the amazement of that spectator, they'll see lipstick somehow that mysteriously got inside their palm. Great effect.
Wonderful.
And you can do it anywhere, anytime, any place. All right, so listen, check it out. I'm going to show you something now I'm very proud of. Would you like to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right?
Chris,
Yeah? Yes,
Chris,
yes, yes.
You're talking with a toothpick in your mouth.
Very good observation, Johnny. What I'm going to try What?
Well, it's not good etiquette. Take the
Look at me.
toothpick out.
Look at
Well,
me. I'm a
that's
mess.
true.
You know?
But you
if
do
it-
have bling.
Well, it's all fake, though. It's all an illusion. Just like this toothpick, Johnny, you know? Toothpick is all an illusion. You see the toothpick, we take it, we go like this, and it completely vanishes. Just like that. We reach back up, and look, the toothpick comes back.
Whoa.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now you take the toothpick like this, place it in your hand, and look at that. It just completely goes. But I won't do that because I don't want to show off.
Too late.
All right. Should do it one more time, right? Let's do it one more. Okay.
Right into it.
The toothpick vanish, one that I performed for a long time. Actually came up with this based on the old cigarette and match vanish, but couldn't do that for kids or teach kids that, so they wanted me to come up with something with a toothpick, and worked out great.
Well, your addition with the Scotch tape has made it a real practical trick.
Well, what's great about the Scotch tape is it blends in with your thumbnail, and that's exactly where it goes. The preset on it is exactly this. You take the toothpick with the tape and press it onto your thumbnail. And what you're really doing here, Johnny, is you're creating a bit of a funnel. That way you're able to remove the toothpick and place it back in.
In the opening stage,
Yeah,
yes, I see what
stays
you're saying.
perfect. You obviously don't want to call a lot of attention to your thumb. You're going to just act like normal, and if you act as if there's nothing unique or unusual, the audience won't know.
Besides, it's transparent tape, you can't see it anyway.
It's actually quite good, yeah. So take the toothpick from wherever you like. I always do the gag about talking and I'm mumbling and somebody tells me to take the toothpick out, so I do that. And I just take the toothpick and I place it right into the funnel behind the fact that I'm supposedly holding it with my forefinger, like
It
this.
just appears you placed it
Yeah.
between your thumb and forefinger.
And it looks like I'm holding it, which I am,
Yes.
and I'm pressing down a bit. The next part is where the vanish comes in. And as you know, the way you want to vanish something is you want to use a little bit of misdirection, a little bit of cover. So I use the
your
old
fingers.
snap, yeah. If you can't snap, you can just take your hand and put it in front of the toothpick, do the move, show that it's gone, but I prefer the snap. And what actually happens, I'll show you what the trick looks like first, which is this, boom. And I usually rub my fingers because it's a nice little subtlety. Where the toothpick is actually right back here, behind my thumb. This acts as a hinge.
Yes, just straightening your thumb vanishes the
Yeah,
toothpick.
so what this looks like, behind the scenes, is this. Now, the angles are somewhat sensitive. You can't perform this like this to somebody over
You have to
here
perform
or
it
rather
head
over
on to
here.
your audience,
You know, you have to
actually.
have a group of people right in front of you. You don't want to have people on the sides of you. But it's a wonderful effect. Usually when I snap my fingers, I snap them, bringing them forward. So it's kind of like this.
So you partially cover that as it's happening.
Exactly. And then to make the toothpick reappear, I just reach forward, and while I'm reaching forward, I appear to be plucking it from midair, like this. Take the toothpick right back out. Scotch tape stays on your nail, completely clean. And that is the toothpick varnish. Am I mumbling?
No, you're fine.
That's me. I like the color. I always do this.
I don't
You
care.
rolling? It's okay.
Gotta look like a
No,
new box
they're
of
not supposed to know that I really love the color. It's okay. It doesn't matter if it's a new box of crayons.
All right.
It's my own box of crayons. I bring it
don't
everywhere I
care.
go. Look, they're all different colors, though. That's why I like the colors so much, because it's like I can create a Walt Disney painting with just simple little crayons. So I'm going to try this with you because Johnny's seen this before.
Okay.
And you have very interesting hair. I actually like multicolor. So you have blue and black, right? And we have a lot of crayons here. What I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to turn my back. Johnny's going to do the same thing. You're
I
going
have
to
to.
choose one color, place it in my hand, but before you do that, you're going to take the rest of the colors, put them back in the box. You can help out with this, all right? So that when I turn around, it's impossible for me to see what color is missing, okay? You're going to take the one color you like, put it in my hand, take the rest, you throw it in the box.
All right.
Well, place them in the box. Don't throw it, because it'll be pretty difficult to... Okay, ready? Let's turn around. And you're going to place it right into my hand. Okay. Take the rest of the colors before I turn around, place them in the box. Let me know when I can turn around. What is going on back there? You getting a little nervous, Sean?
All right.
No, I'm not nervous at all. You're doing the trick.
Okay, am I turning around now?
Yes.
Okay. This is the concept here, okay? You're going to think of that color, all right? Think of that color. Don't let me know what that color is, but you're going to do one thing for me. I want you to really focus in on how to spell that color. How do you spell that color? And I want you to see how you spell it. See the actual word, that color, in my palm right now. See it. You're looking at an E, am I correct in there?
Yes.
The way you're looking at it, it's almost as if you're seeing double. You're seeing two E's, am I right?
Oh my God, yeah.
No, seriously.
Oh, I am.
Is it green?
It is.
It is green? It is really? Hey, look. It is green, look at that.
That was so good.
Green.
Colorblind.
Fun
It's a
trick that you get to play with crayons. You do. It is. It's crayons. They're real, too. It's actually from my, my little kid at home. And they're all different. And you have a bunch of different crayons, all different colors. You basically have people select one of them, doesn't matter which one they select, and replace all of the other ones back in the box. So let's just say, for argument's sake, Johnny, pick one.
All right.
I was going to say pick blue, but pick whatever you
No,
want.
I'm going to pick orange.
Okay, great. Put all the rest back in there. You have the spectator obviously do that. And you should probably have them do it a lot neater than I am.
Well,
but
in some instances, you know, when I have done the trick for people,
just have them select it out of there.
they select it right out of the box.
Right, you can
know.
certainly do that, but being the messy person that I am, that's the way I do it. But it's important to have them place it back if you do that, because you don't want the spectators to think that I looked at the crayons that weren't selected to indicate
Yeah.
which one
In other words, that
was
you-
selected.
you have
Process
them
of
memorized,
elimination.
yeah.
I'm not that good. Trust
Yeah.
me. What's your name again? So what you do is turn your back to the spectator, ask them to select the color, place the crayon in your hand. Normally now I would turn around, but to reveal the secret to you, I will stay just like I am. What I do is I take the crayon and I actually rub the crayon onto my fingernail, on my thumb, just like so. Now when I turn around, I keep the crayon in my left hand because I'm righty, and I ask them, I say, I want you to think of the color, I want you to see it in your mind, visualize how you would spell it. As a matter of fact, look into my palm and see the letters. As I'm doing this, they're looking into my palm. It looks like I'm looking at them. But in reality, I'm looking at the back of my fingernail where I see the color of the crayon. You can see that right there. It obviously matches. So therefore, I'm able to say what that color is, but I don't just give it away. I say, I want you to think of that color. I'm seeing an R in there, am I correct? And they would say yes, yeah. And I'd say, this might even be something that you eat. Is it an orange? Orange? Orange, is that the color? And they would say yes. And you then reveal that it indeed is orange. In this case, you picked an orange-red, but they would still be very, very impressed.
Well, I have a different method on it.
Do you really?
I really do. Let me show you what I do.
Okay.
When I turn my back, I just do this. I scrape it underneath
the
my
nail.
nail like
Yes,
this
that's
because
another.
it's much easier to turn around, and no one can really see it but you know, and
Yeah.
it's right there.
Right. Either way will work, whatever works better for you. You got two methods. I don't think we charge them for the other one.
No.
It's free. It's a freebie. Consider it, you know, from Johnny and Chris, both your friends. What a coincidence.
It is a coincidence. What is the coincidence?
No, there's a lot of coincidences that happen.
Oh, I can believe that.
You know?
Coincidence we met.
Yeah, it is a coincidence. But you know how people say sometimes they're walking down the street and they bump into somebody they haven't seen in a long time, like, oh my God, what a coincidence. What they fail to realize is that every day they walk down the street, they never see that person. And they notice the things that are unusual in everyday life.
Of course.
But coincidences happen to me every day when I do this next effect.
All right. Sounds like the name of a trick.
Yeah, it is. It's double coincidence.
Why don't you do it?
Would you like to see it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think they want to see it. That's no coincidence either.
Oh, no. Do you want to see it? See, they want to see it.
All right, then I'll do it, all right?
Okay.
All right. Let's have this young lady right over here. Could you shuffle the deck up for me?
Okay.
Any way you'd like?
Oh, you must be a card player.
Yeah, except
No.
that way. No, I'm just joking.
I don't. This is the only way I know.
Okay, perfect. Just on cue. What we're going to do right now is to make a prediction. I'm not going to change the order of the cards. I'm just going to simply take a look and see what the. You know what? I'm going to go with this one right over here. And you know what? I'm feeling this right over here. I'm gonna go with that one. All right? And I haven't changed the order, correct?
No, I've been watching. You haven't.
Well, they won't believe you.
Okay.
This is my prediction right over here. What we're gonna do right now is I'm gonna ask you, sir, what's your first name?
Greg.
Greg, nice to meet you. I'm gonna ask you to deal from the top, right down on the table. Just deal down. Actually, I should tell you, you can deal from the center, bottom, anywhere you want. Just put a packet of cards on, doesn't matter, whatever you want to do. For as long as you want, you can stop when you want. I just want this to be completely at random
Well,
because
that's really at random. 'Cause they're coming from
coincidences
everywhere.
seem to be at random, right?
Yes, yes,
Are
indeed.
you happy?
Sure.
Great, you can hold on to the rest of the deck so we don't
Okay.
confuse anything
All
over
right.
here. I'm going to ask these two beautiful young ladies that are closest to me to open up your hand, palm up. There we go. I'm going to exhaust all of the cards. What I mean is I'm just going to deal them on each of their hand, just like so. I'm going to
Sounds
deal it
good.
just like this. You're looking at me like you're trying to look for a trick. There is no trick. This is a coincidence, Johnny. Completely a coincidence. Completely a coincidence.
What happens
Completely
if we don't have a
coincidence.
coincidence?
Well, then we won't use it. Then it won't be a coincidence. So, recap, Johnny. Go ahead.
All right, what
Give us a
happened?
quick
Okay, I'll
recap.
give you a quick recap. This young lady shuffled the cards many times. You took out 2 cards as predictions, but you didn't rearrange the cards at all. This gentleman dealt from everywhere, the middle, the bottom, the top, until he exhausted the cards he wanted to deal. Then you took those cards and dealt them out until you exhausted the cards, and these are the last 2 cards that you stopped at.
Sounds good.
Would you be so kind to turn over this card over here? And would you be so kind to turn over this card over here? Those are the 2 cards that were randomly picked. Yet before we even began, after you shuffled, without changing any order, I made a prediction. It's actually not even a prediction, it's a coincidence if they find their own mate, huh?
I think it's a trick.
You do?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out. You have the queen of clubs, 2 of diamonds. Would you be kind to turn over one of the cards? 2 of hearts.
Well, that's certainly more than a coincidence.
Well, this is going to be the double coincidence right now. Would you be kind enough to see if we got it right? And we did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. You can call that a coincidence. I call it a great treat.
I call it a double coincidence. Happens to me every time I do it. And I guarantee it's going to happen to them as well.
As long as you teach them.
We'll do that right now. So this, Johnny, is a double card prediction that involves 2 different people.
Yeah, it's one of those great predictions when you have 2 spectators that you can utilize the fact that you have 2 people. So what you do is you say, would one of you shuffle the pack of
Well, that's the
cards?
wonderful thing. There is no
Preset at all. This you can just do with anybody's cards at any time.
So you can cut the deck, whatever you want to do, boom, done.
Shuffle it, mix it in any
Shuffle.
way. Once they're mixed, the magician takes the cards back and states that he's going to remove 2 cards, prediction for each of the 2 people. Now what you're going to go through here and what you really want to do is cite the 2 top cards of the pack. There's the 5 of clubs and the 8 of diamonds. So I'm going to remove their mates as predictions. I'm going to take out the 5 of spades and the 8 of hearts. So once I've cited the cards, I go through and I look for the 5 of spades and the 8 of hearts. And
Which, again, to reiterate, is their mates.
That's correct.
So,
And I place the 5 of spades out here, and then I look for the 8 of hearts. And apparently I missed it going through here, but there's no hurry.
you're going to
in doing
basically
this.
say, I'm thinking, I want you to just look at me, and I'm going to get an
yeah,
impression of what I
correct.
think you're going to say.
Now, I've placed, of course, the 5 of spades and the 8 of hearts. And I point out that I have not rearranged the cards in any way, that I just removed 2. They're still in the same order that the person shuffled them in. Now you hand them to one of the spectators and you say, I'd like you to start dealing cards from the deck you just shuffled, one at a time, face down onto the table. After they deal 2 cards, which is our 2 cards that actually match the predictions, that's the 5 and the 8, once those are dealt, I stop him and I say, oh, by the way, you can deal from anywhere. This is the selling point of the trick and all that they remember. You say, you can deal from the top, or you can deal from the bottom, you can deal from the middle. You could take blocks of 8 or 10 cards at a time until you feel like stopping.
Stop.
Okay. Now, you take the remainder of the pack and you say, pick the cards up you've just dealt. And remember, you've dealt them from everywhere. Now, I'd like you to deal them into the other person's hands. You have the other spectator hold out their hands and say, deal a card into each hand alternately until you exhaust all the cards you have in your hands. And again, while this is happening, you can point out the fairness of the entire process. Of course, when they finish dealing these cards, the last 2 cards dealt are going to be the 2 force cards that they're not even aware that you're forcing on them. They match the predictions, aren't
They
they?
show that.
That's the 5 and the 8.
So that's what they're going to
End
get
up
as their
with.
selection.
Yeah.
So they think they got the 5 of clubs and 8 of diamonds.
Purely
They
by
get-
chance.
And then
And they are placed out on the table. The cards are
you're going
put
to make a big
aside.
deal about this now, because here was your prediction in
Yes.
full view at all times. And now their selections are going to be revealed.
Yes, and we show them that's the 5 and the 8, and I try to set them back down so they'll be in the correct order to match these 2 cards.
Sure.
If they were like this, it would be just that. I place them in the correct order. If they were in the correct order, I wouldn't change them. And now I turn these over, and of course, all 4 match.
So the important thing to note is that whatever the 2 cards are on the top,
Those are the 2 cards you're going to remove after they've
you're
dealt
going to look
2.
for their mate.
Yeah,
So
that's
if it's the 3 of clubs, you're going to look for the 3 of spades. If it's the 7 of diamonds, you're going to look for the 7 of hearts, and
That's
so
correct.
on and so forth.
And that's the secret
Great effect.
of the double prediction.
Practice it.
I am the co-host. Okay, a little. Thank you. See, he has Tony Lee, I have him.
You're lucky
Yeah,
to be
but
stuck with Tony Lee.
I don't consider that being stuck.
You know what? Neither do I.
know.
She's within striking distance.
Yes.
You know. You know what? I want you to help me out. Just I want you to rip a piece of that and then pass it to the young lady. Just rip anything you want. Rip whatever way. Perfect. And rip a bigger piece. Okay. And would you do the same thing? Good. Okay. And rip it. And perfect. All right. Good. You did that very well. Now, can we get another?
Can I gather these up
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you?
You can gather these all up.
Well, this one's a little big. Let me rip that also. Thank you. There.
Good.
There you are.
All right.
Do something with that.
Tony Lee? Do you like it? It's a flower. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing you. It's not a flower. It's not a flower in the slightest. Not in the slightest is that a flower. So don't be confused that it's a flower, okay? You promise me you won't be confused? Yes. You know, some people actually like to do this when they blow on it. They go like that, and that's supposed to be like the magical moment that the thing happens.
You mean it's not?
Yeah, no, I don't, because when I make comments to Tony Lee like that, I
That's
carry.
when the magic happens?
No, it happens because I carry an actual magic spoon here, just in case she gets out of line. Just give her a little.
I've heard of magic wands, but never.
No, it's a spoon. It's a spoon. You just wave it like this,
Yes.
right? And that's for you to look at your makeup. Right, so it
Thank
has
you.
dual purposes. You can hit me with it, or you can, here, there's your spoons back. Yeah, it's yours, but it's a magical spoon because look, all the pieces that you ripped up will weld back together. Watch. I don't know, that was his small piece right in the corner right there.
And the longer piece,
See,
and several small
look,
pieces.
you can see it, it's actually sticking together and it's actually just kind of putting itself, you hear it. That's it restoring itself. You hear it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'm serious. It's like,
Look at that.
look at that. You see? It's just actually restoring itself back.
The man is definitely a witch.
And you see what's really, really great? Is that we can use this. And you don't need this because you won't hit me anymore. I don't know what the hell that has to do with the thing, but I had to make sense of it because it's my magic spoon. I don't want people knowing that I actually carry
That's
a spoon in my
enough.
pocket. It's a magic castle spoon. I wanted an excuse to steal one. I mean, borrow one for the trick, you know? Now get the hell out of here. All right, here we go. Restoration. We're going to teach it to you right now. First thing you need is 2 napkins.
2 napkins.
Little preparation, and this is what it is. You take one of the napkins, open it up, and roll it into a ball as tightly as you possibly can because you're going to hide this in what is called finger palm position, which looks like this.
Behind the second, third, and fourth finger.
Yes, and you want to hold your hand very natural, not call any attention to it, and do as you would do. Just don't reveal that this is here in your movement. Second thing you're going to do